All right, hello friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of I Got a New Light. How do we feel about it? We have this as an option, and then we also have this, but I feel like this is a little bit too bright, and it makes my eyes look like, I don't know, weird. So we're moving with this for right now, and we will see how I feel about that in editing. Today we are going to be reading Alien Exile, which is the 5th book in the Fated Mates of the Sea Sand Warlords series by Ursa Dax. I'm really excited for this one because this one's a little bit different from all of the other ones. So far in the series we have been focusing on these sea sand people, and in this one we are going to be focusing on a character who is more of like a lizard person than a kangaroo person. I'm very excited to see how that is going to go. I already read the first chapter and I wanted to check in with you guys already because some things were going on. So this book in particular opens up with our main character Zoey still trying to figure out her life in this new tribe. In the last book we found her, she's just been hanging out on the ship this entire time. Everybody thought that she was either dead or honestly, like, what else could she have possibly been? Because with the whole battle and things, everybody thought that she was dead. And so it was very much a really big surprise to find that she was alive, and she is slowly getting used to what life is like outside of the ship and what life is like with all of the aliens. At the end of that first chapter, though, wild things happened because she happens to look up and she sees a drone. And we have had little bits and pieces throughout this series of like what will happen when the like Earth governments try to send a new group of people to this planet. What's going to happen when they attempt another mission to get the energy source from this planet. I don't know why, like, I never expected that was actually going to happen, but with the occurrence of drones, like, that's not an alien made thing. That has to be from the humans. And so I'm very interested to see what the hell is going to be going on here. I have not read the next chapter, which goes into Core's point of view. I had to see what his name was, try to remember, but I am okay. I lied. I read like a couple of sentences, and he is. It says outside the cliffs of Uruzai, which is where all of the girls have settled, where everybody has settled, and so he is nearby. I'm a little bit worried thinking about it now, because we already have a drone sighting and the male love interest is around nearby in the general area. I'm worried how much is going to happen in this book, because if we're already like starting this early on into the story, that must mean that like we are going to really be focusing on the plot of this, and that's a little bit scary. But I wanted to update you guys, start the video, get a little bit of a foundational clip before I hop into this and read a little bit more. I am obsessed with this man. Obsessed with this man. Follow who? I don't know him anymore. I'm gonna read this entire book in one sitting. Congratulations. Tonight, you, me, this book. Oh my god. So, the drone, that's the last thing that we talked about, right? The guy, Core, he is seeing this. He's, you know, on the cliff nearby. He is seeing this thing. He doesn't know what it is. He thinks it's like a bird, but who knows? He's seeing it approach his mate. And he's like, nuh-uh. So he throws a spear at it and it explodes because it's, you know, a drone. And his mate, Zoey, screams because can you imagine like looking at a drone suddenly on an alien planet and then it just explodes and there's a spear on the ground in front of you? What the fuck? right? And so she screams and everybody's running out being like, are you okay? What happened? Like, what's going on? They pretty much end up realizing, especially because the spear isn't the sort of spear that they use, that the lizard man must be around. And so they're like, okay, let's go and let's try to find this guy and try to figure out, like, what does he want? Why is he hanging around? And so they send, like, there's these 3 warriors who come and they find him and they're like, we're gonna beat you up. And he's like, nuh-uh. So he beats them up, and then he willingly comes into the tribe, into, like, the area in general, and is like, yo, you know, I don't want to fight or anything. I just want to see my mate. I'm totally 100% peaceful. And they're like, why are you a lizard? And he's like, I'll answer that question if you let me see my mate. And they're like, okay. So they bring her out, and his first question to her is, are you okay? Were you injured when that bird got close to you? And she's not like 100. Okay, listen, this man, like, I've been calling him Lizardman because that's what they're calling him. Legitimately, I'm not joking to you. The description I've gotten so far, this is a crocodile on 2 legs. Like, the sea sand aliens, because he is a bitter, well, okay. His mom is a sea sand alien, and his dad is a bitter seas alien. So technically speaking, he's not either one, but I assume he looks a little bit more bitter sea. This is the only, you know, character I've met. This first time that I'm hearing about bitter seas. But I'm assuming he looks a little bit more bitter seas than he does sea sand. So unlike the sea sand warriors, who are like kangaroo cat humans, but like generally human looking, this is a crocodile who can stand on 2 feet. Like, 100% not human at all. Zoey's kind of scared. Like, what does he want with me? I don't want to go with this guy. This, like, at least the other guys kind of look human. This is a crocodile. So she's like, yes, I was injured. You know, thinking maybe if I'm injured, he won't want me. And so he's like, oh, okay. He puts his knife on the ground, like in between them. They're, you know, a fair distance apart. He puts the knife on the ground. He gets down on his knees and he goes, kill me with it. I'm really enjoying him a lot. Like, I was so intrigued by this book, but now reading it, I'm like, oh man, this is either going to be my favorite character in this entire series, or he's going to be my second favorite. But it's going to be either one of those 2 options, and I am going to yap at you guys for hours. You know what? All my plans for tonight, they're gone. They don't matter anymore. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read this entire book. One other thing that I forgot to tell you guys, and I really desperately need you guys to know, not only is this man not human at all, just basically a crocodile walking on 2 legs, but he is also like 9 feet tall. Okay, so imagine all of the humans are human-sized. The sea sand warriors, the kangaroo people, are about 6 or 7 feet tall, you know? And then this guy is 8 or 9 feet. He is almost twice the size of a human. I have so many questions. I must read to find out. Okay, a couple of updates just because I feel like it's been a while and you guys need an update. 1, the plot of this one seems to be focused on, you know, the drone showing up and everybody thinking that another group of humans is coming to, you know, check up on them and possibly send another mission down should they need to. and the fact that, like, the human governments are probably not going to be happy with the fact that all of these girls who are supposed to come and get this energy source have sort of thrown away their mission and decided that they're not going to work on it. And so there's probably going to be a war, and Earth in general is probably going to attack this planet. So they ask the crocodile guy if he can talk to all of the other crocodile people in order to get allies to perhaps, you know, survive against this possible upcoming war. And he's like, okay, so oh my god, what the hell is that? I'm sorry, I just saw a bug go past me on the ground. Hold on, I need to kill it. Well, terrible news. I lost it while I was going to get my bug spray. And I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of the night and perhaps maybe even the rest of eternity. So, I think it was a spider, but I'm not 100% sure because I just saw it from the other side of my room and just very briefly as it was like running. But in other awful news, when I was grabbing the bug spray, I went to go and grab it and I got my hand stuck. Is it like really stuck if I had movement? I touched a spider web. So again, possibly a spider, but also apparently it has no problems with that bug spray because it decided the best place to put a web is with the bug spray. So anyway, so they ask Core, can you talk to the bitter sea people so that we can have allies for this possible war with the humans? And he's like, okay, I need you to understand, you guys saw me, a half sea, what are they called? Sea sand, half bitter sea, and you thought I was a monster. And you did not, like, treat me well. You wanted to attack me. What do you think the bitter sea people will think of me the very first time that they see me? Because I have no interactions with them. And all the other characters that we've known so far are like, you know what, you're right. So they are going on a journey together. Not everybody, just like 5 characters. I think 6 are going on a journey together to go to the bitter sea people and be like, hey, we need your help. And the list is like Taliok, Galok, Follow and Chapman. Let's go. Chapman's basically like, I'm gonna go because I'm a human, and so they can look at me and be like, oh, human. And also because Follow cannot be trusted. Girl, I get it. And then Core, of course, and Zoey. That's pretty much the entire group. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is that I'm about halfway through this book. We got to the first, like, kiss scene, and there is a line, apparently. I feel like I am a very open person. You know, I am open to new experiences, trying new things. This one has crossed a line for me, apparently, because I'm, like, reading the scene and just going, ew, no, I don't like this. I think Core, as a character, as a person, is okay. But I cannot. I'm reading a kiss scene about a character who does not have lips. I just can't do it, but I am dedicated to finishing this book, and when I rating it just in general, but I cannot do this whole like horror romance thing. I'm so sorry. This is my limit. This is above what I can handle. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit more about this book, but I don't want to be on camera right now, so... look at the cover. Nice. It has been a hot second since the last time that I recorded for this video. I didn't look to see how long it has been, but it's been like a week, maybe. Cor goes to the Bitter Seas people, the crocodile people, to be like, hey, I need your help, here's my story, yada yada, and they're like, no, you're lying, and also you're ugly, so we're gonna throw you in our dungeons. All of the other characters, the sea sand people, they waited for Cor to come back for 3 days because they knew that it was kind of dangerous, and they're like, hey, if you're not back in 3 days, we will assume that you died. So 3 days go up, and they're packing up, they're getting ready to leave, and Zoey, who is the main character of this book and Cor's mate, is like, no, I don't want to leave him. So I just read this scene where she builds a boat because she can't swim, and this place is like in an island in the middle of the water. She builds a boat to go after him, and I'm like, girl, you're insane. But also, simultaneously, this might be a really good idea, because if they see you kind of help Cor's story about how he met this human and there's going to be this big war and stuff. Like, for a group of people who live all by themselves in an island in the middle of the ocean, and they don't even know that the sea sand people exist, seeing what is definitely a different species to them, because Cor's half bitter seas, half sea sand, and so like, who really knows if what he's saying is correct, because he's a lizard guy just like them, versus a human is like so obviously different. I think it'd be really good for his story. However, also simultaneously, Zoey, holy fuck, what an idea that you're having. I don't think that I would be able, I'd be like confident enough to do that. I'd just sit my ass on the shore and like wait, and he'd probably die, but damn. Okay, so I just finished Alien Exile, and I feel like there's not that much that I can tell you guys that I have not already told you guys. And like I said before already, with the relationship between Cor and Zoey, just not my particular sort of thing. I rated this book on Goodreads already, and I gave it 3 stars. I debated 2 stars, but ultimately I was like, I don't hate the book. It just wasn't particularly for me, and I feel bad rating it that lowly. The next book in the series, I already have it loaded up on my Kindle. I have like the first 10 books in the series on my Kindle, so I just keep loading them up one after the other. The next book is Alien Hunter. This one is Balder, and then the female character is going to be Teresa, who is the one who fell down the cliffs in the second book, the Chapman and Follow book, and had to be saved before she like fell down forever to her death. So I am intrigued to see what that story is going to be like, but that is for later. For now, we are talking about Alien Exile. And with all that being said, I finished the book, so I have to go ahead and finish this video here. So thank you for joining me on this adventure. It took me a little bit longer than I thought that it was going to, but it just wasn't for me. And you know what? That's okay. These books don't all have to be for me. But I will see you next time in the next video for some Alien Hunter.